Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In today's video, I'm going over why I don't use or recommend EggNS, a Nintendo Switch emulator on Android. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, currently we have two main Nintendo Switch emulators on Android. We've got Skyline and we've got EggNS. Now Skyline is very early on in development. They just got Sonic Mania up and running, and now they're working on games like Celeste and Disgaea 5, where EggNS here, they're a little bit further on thanks to a really big reason that we're about to go over here, but this emulator can play games like Breath of the Wild as well as Pokemon. So you might be asking me now, why wouldn't I recommend an emulator that can play some AAA Nintendo games? And the answer is pretty simple. First up here, it's been heavily speculated and pretty much confirmed at this point that EggNS has stolen Yuzu code, which would completely explain why it's able to emulate AAA Nintendo games. Yuzu is an amazing Switch emulator on PC. It is open source here. If EggNS wanted to borrow this code and make it on Android, that's really not a problem provided they respected the licensing agreements, but they didn't. They took open source code, well, they stole open source code here, and they made it closed source. The very big problem I have here is that EggNS is using this stolen code in order to profit. So they've made the emulator closed source, and they require you to buy a $70 controller in order to use that emulator. The emulator won't work without it. Now, the controller itself isn't actually that bad, but the whole premise behind it puts a really sour taste in my mouth. And if you try to use the emulator without paying for that $70 controller, it won't work. You can load the emulator up, you can put your games on it, but when you go to play a game here, it will let you know that the special device you need is not connected. Now, another red flag here for me is that you have to register an account in order to use this emulator. If you installed the emulator in airplane mode and try to play it, it's not going to work because you have to sign in. On the plus side though, you can use a fake temporary email and it will work. Another red flag here, and this one is a giant red flag, so please correct me if I'm wrong, because as far as I know, you can't use your own prod.keys file and title.keys file in order to use EggNS. Both Ryujinx and Yuzu allow you to use your own prod.keys and title.keys from your own Nintendo Switch to make the emulation experience legal. Where EggNS here, they are heavily encouraging piracy because you have to download pirated files from a Google Drive in order for this emulator to work. It's emulators like this that give the rest of them a very bad name. And last up here, EggNS is far from optimized and far from perfect. I don't want to call it a hack job of an emulator, considering emulators are in a constant state of development, but you're paying $70 here for something that may or may not crash quite frequently and may or may not be optimized for your device. In my opinion here, and just to clarify, this entire video has been my opinion, I think EggNS is more or less the Daemon PS2 of Nintendo Switch emulators on Android. So at the end of the day here, those are the big reasons as to why you don't see EggNS content on my channel, and you probably won't in the near future, unless things drastically change, which I don't think they're going to. I mean, I could be wrong, but I highly doubt it. And this is also why I'm extremely excited about Skyline, because as far as I know here, I'm pretty sure they're doing things the right way. Anyways, that is all I've got for this video. Let me know your thoughts about EggNS in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts about Skyline in the comments below. And let me know your thoughts about Switch emulation on Android in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Thank you, everyone. Take care.